Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Red Wave, which is being made by user Scotty Does Know. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is a personal traveling boat, which actually serves as a mobile base / player home, and I love this thing. I mean, come on, who doesn't want their very own boat here in the Commonwealth? I really do like this mod, as it's not just a cool little house for you to have, which sadly you can't upgrade, it's not a workshop thing, but it can move. This boat is not stuck just here over by the Shamrock Tap House. No, it can actually move around the Commonwealth, but we'll talk more about that here in a moment. But personally, I really love the look of this thing. It's not just one of the random standard boats copy-pasted into the world. It actually has been customized a bit with a few bits and bobs to actually make it a functional player home. So let's get on board and have a look at what all we do have, both in the utilitarian category, there's the word I was looking for there, as well as purely the decorative, and it's a pretty cool little boat. Now, starting on the left-hand side here, we do have an ammo box for you to store things, you know, mainly ammo, but really anything else. We have a fun little decorative shooting range, which I do enjoy, with sandbags, a target, a little lantern there. We've got some lovely lights strung up on the deck here, which is pretty cool. We then, in the main structure here, actually do have what is basically the player home for the boat, where we have the captain's trunk for storage, a bed for you to sleep in, a sink that you can actually drink water from. You may have seen when we were over there that there is a large water tank on the back of this thing, and then a mirror for additional storage. And on the decorative end of things, of course, another lantern, a nice little coat hanger there, which is non-functional but looks cool, and of course, a handy-dandy map. And then the beautiful open wall here to enjoy the view of the waterfront. We also do have a nice stool for you to sit in to equally enjoy the waterfront. A barrel, which, I mean, it's a barrel, I don't know why I pointed that out, but it's there. As well as other various decorative items, because hey, it's a ship, so why not have some traps, some little buoys, etc. around. We then have some more lights strung up on the front, a nice little spotlight, and then up top here, we have a usable bench, another nice seat for you to enjoy the other side of the ship, as well as a radio for you to play your tunes on the deck. Quite nice and fun. Then, of course, we have the heart of the ship, the bridge, which, if we come on in here to the left-hand side, we do have a cooking stove, which is quite handy so that we do have at least some limited crafting here on board. Now, as I said, the ship does move to other locations, so say if you're here, I mean, you have access to other various crafting things, and equally, others of the locations have crafting places, but some do not, so at least having a cooking stove is quite handy. We also do have a terminal, which doesn't have anything, valuable here. There's no lore or controls for the ship. It is purely a terminal for you to load holotapes into, so you can enjoy yourself and play a little Red Menace. We then have, of course, very importantly, a lovely potted plant there, another light, and by far the most important thing on this entire vessel, the ship wheel. Oh my, the ship wheel. Again, I have mentioned that this ship does move. Now, when you first start the game, it's going to be here at this location of the Shamrock Tap House. But if you go to access the wheel, we have a lovely little UI that pops up that allows you to select between 16 different places for you to park this vessel. And that's 16 as of the time of recording this. When the mod first came out, it only had 12. Now there's 16, so the mod maker is adding more places, and I cannot wait to see what else they do add. And it's pretty cool. All you gotta do is select the location and you'll go there. Now, of course, you can see that we do have the Shamrock Tap House here because well, it's always in the destination list. But besides the Shamrock Tap House as the default location, we can of course also travel over to Bunker Hill to do a little bit of trading, or of course go over to the castle to meet up with the Minutemen, or if you want to head over to Far Harbor because you're not just limited to the Commonwealth, you can go over to the Cranberry Island docks, or of course Dalton Farm if you'd like to head there on Far Harbor as well. And then we have, back in the Commonwealth, the Egret Tours Marina. And then heading back to Far Harbor, we have Far Harbor, and I actually really love this thing sitting there. It looks very much at home. We then have a Grey Garden. It's a little bit far away, but down the hillside on the riverfront, it is there. We then have Hangman's Alley, which is a bit dangerous, hiding under the bridge right next to some raiders. We then have the Kingsport Lighthouse, which you may want to watch for any radiation damage over there. Then after that, we of course have Nordhagen Beach, a nice little stop for some sunbathing. Then back to Far Harbor, we have Rayburn Point. Always nice to visit there. And if you are in Power Armor, there's a net on the back of the boat you can climb up at this location. We then, of course, do have Salem, which is always fun to go and visit. And then, of course, we have Spectacle Island, a good little dock there. And finally, we have, or not finally, actually, we've got two more. The Taffington Boathouse. I apologize there, a nice location to go to. And now, finally, the Warwick Homestead. And those are all of the various locations you can go to with this boat, besides just the Shamrock Tap House where we start. And I really do hope that they add in more locations. That would be just magnificent, and would really make this a lot more useful for certain kinds of gameplay. My favorite thing I think that I've really been thinking about for this boat is if you are playing a more survival / hardcore playthrough, or if you're using one of the mods that exist out there that sort of changes up the fast travel system. This is a very useful boat to come and claim for yourself, as you can use it to travel all over the Commonwealth as long as it's near water, as well as Far Harbor, and actually have some form of a home when you get there, so you can store stuff, you can sleep, you can hydrate, which both the sleeping and hydration are very important for survival playthroughs. And it's just a handy little place. I really do like it. And of course, anything that you do store in the containers on board will come with you. You don't have to worry about, having to only have those items at one location. They're wherever you take the boat. Now, that being said, only the stuff in the containers will go with you. If you say jump onto the boat in your power armor, get out of said power armor and go to sleep, and then decide you, want to travel somewhere else, oh yeah, your power armor is not coming with you. It in fact will stay floating in the air where you left it. Now, once you bring the boat back, it will actually be in that spot, but if you walk back, you will literally just see a suit of power armor floating there above the water. So that's something to keep in mind. Only the stuff in the containers is actually going to travel with. Anything else will be left at whatever location you left it at. But yeah, all in all, it is a pretty cool mod with a lot of fun little useful features, and if you are playing in a survival playthrough, is an amazing little player home for you to use as you travel around the Commonwealth. So if you'd like to have a look at this mod for yourself, which I'd certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed and that you do come back for the next episode, when hopefully we'll be looking at yet another wonderful mod. But until that time, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.